Hello and welcome everybody to another StarCraft 2 cast by Glitch. You may be looking at the person on the screen right now and saying, you know what, that's not a professional StarCraft player that I have ever heard of, and you would be absolutely right, because this is one of my own personal replays. I will tell you, I just spent the last 7 hours laddering. I haven't laddered heavily in a super duper long time, so finally today I laddered for 7 hours straight, and it was amazing. I lost half the games, but still, it felt so good to ladder for that long. When you get to ladder that long, you really get to start to adjust your build, and your build really starts to evolve. If you just play 3 games a day, it's that's good for getting over ladder anxiety and, keeping the, I guess keeping your build just a little polished. But if you really want to have a build that develops, you really want to play a lot of games, because as I played, I'd play multiple opponents. I'd be playing ZVZ over and over again. I'd be playing ZVP over and over again. And every time I'd be like, oh, you know what, I need to get my roaches a little bit faster. Oh, no, you know what, I need to take my gas a little bit later. And I get to adjust things a lot, and things start to just feel a lot smoother. So, this is going to be on Metalopolis. I am here spawning as the blue Zerg in the 9 o'clock position. My opponent today spawning in the 6 o'clock position as the red Protoss. We have this guy. uasws. I'm just going to be calling him Red Protoss Guy, alright? Red Protoss Guy is going to be my opponent. I will tell you, I'm actually really tired right now. That's why I'm actually casting one of my own games as opposed to pro replays. I have spent the whole day on StarCraft, and I don't feel like looking for more replays right now and trying to look through good replays to try to find some good ones to watch. So I'm just going to be casting one of my own games. Now, I did see that he was scouting up into my main, so I thought, hey, you know what, as long as your probe is up here, I'm going to send a drone down right here and take a fast expansion there, because that is not something I normally get to do against Protoss players. Against Protoss players, I typically have to go 14 pool just so that I can get out a couple of lings, because they'll usually try to drop that pylon there to try to deny that base from going down. I did get the Overlord Scout into his main, so I did see, as well as the Drone Scout, actually. I got the Drone Scout as well. This is probably unnecessary. At the time, I was just a little bit nervous about him maybe going for some kind of all-in here, so I wanted to be super extra sure that I knew what he was doing, just because you can see that he was saving up a little bit of energy here on his Nexus, and I wanted to be sure he wasn't going to be doing anything super all-in. I did see the 1 chrono boost on the gateway there, but I really wanted to see what he was going to start to do, whether he was going to start to use those on his warp gate tech or not. In the meantime, back home, I did throw down my spawning pool. I'm going to be getting a little bit later of a gas, because I want to be focusing most of my minerals on getting lots of drones up. I want lots of drones up. I want my queens up as soon as possible, and as you can see, I'm going to be getting up 2 queens very quickly. Still have this drone in his main, because I want to be looking at his chrono boost. That's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for chrono boost as well as gas count. Those are the 2 things I want to keep right now, and I did see that he does have 2 gas, and I saw that he chrono boosted that cybernetics core once, but he's not super heavily chrono boosting it, so I just decided to get out of there before he got another stalker up. So I got that drone right out of there. My Overlord, in the meantime, is down here, going to be watching for that expansion. As you can see, at this point, I'm still getting mostly drones. I'm going to be getting up a couple of lings. I think I get 4 lings in this game, put a couple on the watchtower, or maybe I just got 2. Maybe I just got 2 this game. But like I said, I do know that he is just 1 basing me right now. It looked like it was just going to be 1 base, and I actually like this move here by our red Protoss buddy, sending this 1 stalker over here, going to be checking for Overlords. I actually really like that. That's something that all you Protoss players should do. I did send my first 2 lings out here to the Xel'Naga Tower, was able to catch that little probe off guard. There we go, there, the other 2 now coming out, going to be sending those straight to the front. That is always something you want to do. You always want to have at least 1 ling here at the front so you can poke up the ramp scout. You can also see expansions. The moment his army moves out, you can see his army real quick. See, I'm going to be keeping 1 a little bit farther back, just in case this one gets taken out. Going to be poking up here just to be sure that there are no secret bases going on anywhere nearby, and in the meantime, going to be mining gas, going to be getting up this Zergling speed, and actually this Zergling speed is actually super late. I started to get down a couple of spine crawlers. They're probably unnecessary at this point. In retrospect, I probably shouldn't have gotten these spine crawlers quite so early, because as you can see, I just poked up with that Zergling. I saw that warp gate isn't even finished yet. I saw the cybernetics core still researching, so this is not super fast aggression. But if we look at what he's got, he's so far got 3 gateways up, and the Twilight Council is up and researching Blink, and he's chrono boosting that quite a bit. But I know that he's 1 basing me, so I knew that I would need these spines eventually, so I just wanted to throw them up to be safe. But once again, I could have had those 2 drones mining for a little bit extra time, and that would have been extra income that I would have had there. So now that I know that he's one basing, I'm pretty much just getting drones, a little bit of drones here, a little bit of drones there, keeping 1 gas geyser and pumping pure roaches right now, slowing down my drone production just a little bit. I'm still going to be getting a few drones and a few roaches at a time, keeping this zergling at the front so the second he moves out, I will know about it, and going to be looking for that expansion. Going to be poking up here once again. Blink Stalkers, Blink is just now completing, and he's going to be moving out very, very shortly. I'm also placing Overlords in as many good positions as I can. I've got 1. I generally like to send them to scout the other expansions here. I wanted to be able to check secret expansions, see if there's anything funny going on anywhere, and there we go. Yeah, I'm just getting fully saturated here on my minerals at both. That is generally what I like to do. I like to rush that full saturation on minerals at the very least. I start my layer, and as I get my other gas geysers, I always take my other 3 gas geysers as I get that layer. But again, I know that there's a push coming, so I'm being a little bit hesitant on my drone production right now. I'm still getting some drones, but since I'm still droning heavily, I wanted to throw down some extra spine crawlers just to be extra safe, because I really still want to be pumping a lot of my larvae into getting tons and tons of drones up. Now we do see a Dark Tryin is going to be going down in his base. He's going to be making use of those in just a little while, but his Blink Stalkers are now moving across the map here, and he's got a probe out here going to be throwing down a pylon at the high ground, and this is actually a mistake by me that I let this pylon go down. This is a very common spot here. Whoa, I didn't even notice that misblink there. But this area, very popular for pylons. Also here, another very popular spot. Less popular is back here, but sometimes they'll hide one all the way back there just because you can scout here. But you generally always want to put an Overlord over here just to be watching for that pylon, if not some Lings. Now he's going to start to be warping in some Blink Stalkers. I do have some Overlords here, Misrally, that are going to go down, but at this point, it is just delaying. I have this Overlord in position, so I know he's still not mining on that base. So all I need to do is I just need to keep poking at these Stalkers, forcing them back as much as I can, and trying to get as much of this alive as I can, because I know that if we check out the harvester count right now, I am actually 10 harvesters in the lead right now, and I'm pretty confident that I am way ahead and getting a much higher income than he is, because he doesn't have that natural up and mining it. Do I even see it? No, I don't actually see it. I will be poking in there shortly to check and see if that expansion did go up, but I'm trying to keep these roaches here, poking in, forcing him back, and then I just pull my roaches back. Because the longer I wait, the bigger my army is going to get relative to his army. His army, he's going to be able to produce a lot of Blink Stalkers here for a short while, but it's not going to be able to keep up too constant production here. He's going to start to run out of resources here very shortly, whereas I am going to continue to get lots and lots more up. And there I am, just inject there for a few seconds. Not good, but I am going to be continuing to create more and more roaches, and once I start to feel confident here, I'm going to start to push out. I'm starting to feel like this number of roaches can't take on this number of Stalkers, so I start to move out here, but I forget that he's continuing to warp more into the back, and not to mention with that Blink micro, it's actually quite strong. Blink Stalkers are ridiculously good here, and I start to fight him back, and I think that this was actually a bit of a mistake by me. I don't think I needed to push this so much. I think I could have just kept pulling back here, getting more roaches, and I don't think it was necessary to sacrifice so many roaches there, but I really just felt confident in where I was at right now. So I continued to push in. As you can see, he's still warping in a good number of Blink Stalkers, just now starting to get saturated. I have not seen that yet, but I'm still continuing to just try to poke those Blink Stalkers back as much as I can, and I think I have finally deflected that attack. Now, I have started to mine on a couple more gas geysers. Notice I have gone up to 3 gas geysers, and the reason for that is because if you have 2 bases and you have full saturation on your minerals, if you want to keep up constant roach production, 3 gas is exactly what you need. 3 gas will get you constant roach production on 2 base. So that's exactly why I'm going for that right now. Don't want to be getting too much. There is going to be a Dark Templar that is going to be running in, and I actually did spot it. I saw the little shimmer there going up into my main, but I knew that this was going to be a little bit of a problem here, so I will be starting to get... Oh, that's a little bit of a mistake by him. He starts to focus down the Queen. That is not what you want to be doing. You want to start to focus down drones as much as possible. There's the Overseer now coming down here, and there's the pull of the drones. In the meantime, still producing lots and lots of roaches, because I want to get that roach count higher. As you can see, I'm now up in the food count, 105 food to the 73 of my red Protoss opponent, who has now expanded, and I still haven't scouted this. I'm actually kind of ashamed ashamed that my scout was so slow on that, but I was feeling pretty confident here about my roach numbers just because I knew that I was way up in harvester count here for quite a while. If we check out the harvester count right now, wow, I'm actually a little bit down. 34 harvesters to 42. He's now been chrono boosting those quite a bit, but I think his one big mistake here is that he teched just a little bit too hard, got a lot of warp gates up, started to get this forge up, started to get this +1. That's a lot of things when he saw that I had a huge army of roaches, and so at this point I just said, you know what, my lair tech is now up. I'm going to get burrow and roach speed, which are two of the most important upgrades to get if you're going for roaches. The second you finish your lair, you always want to throw down the roach. You always want to get that roach burrow, and you want to get that roach speed. Now I'm going to start to push in now that I have that roach burrow. A lot of times, especially when Protoss go for those early type aggression and you hold off those pushes, they are not going to have that much detection that early on, and so that is what I'm banking on here. I'm fully pushing in here, taking a little bit of damage, but I'm fully confident that I can take on these forces, trying to pull my roaches as close to his army as I can so I can have as many roaches firing as possible. Now all my hatcheries are now going to be rallied straight into his base here, and as I poke in here I realize there are no photon cannons, and I burrow and everything stops. No fire on me, so now I know this is a huge moment for me. I have pretty much all the time in the world now. I pretty much have an unlimited supply of roaches. If you think about it, I can just let my roaches get weak and I can just burrow them whenever the heck I want to. I'm continuing to stream in more roaches from the main. More roaches are on the way. Like I said, I pretty much have an unlimited source of roaches right now with Roach Burrow, and the fact that he has no detection. He does have a robotics facility up here, but I don't think he ever actually got up an observer. I'm actually curious to know if he's ever going to even start to get one. I know that once I poked up into this main, I did see that robotics facility start to build, so I started to focus it down as quick as I could, but I think he's focusing strictly on immortal production right now, just because there are so many roaches there, and I don't think there's a whole lot he can do in this position. This is not a good position for him to be in at all. I'm continuing to rally in more and more roaches. I am preparing to take my third because I said I just took out his natural. Whether I win here or not, I'm going to be taking that expansion, so just in case I might be able to take an expansion later, I am now going to be just pushing up all the way into his main, realize that I can take out his cybernetics core and stop all of his stalker production as well as any future tech here. Now I'm more focused on just making sure that I stay ahead right now. I just want to do things to delay his tech, delay his bases, because I know that I'm now getting my third base up and I'm going to be in a good position. Once again, I burrow and he's still no observer up at all, so I'm able to just burrow all these roaches, heal back up to full health, and then I'm just going to be lifting off once again, having those zealots there in a bad position, immediately surrounded by all of my roaches, now going to be moving in, doing so much damage to all of his forces here. Going to be focusing down this robotic facility next, I believe. Yeah, didn't want that robotic facility up. He was kind of tired of those immortals popping out of there, so I started to focus him down, and now I said, you know what, I'm just going to continue to be annoying as possible with these roaches while I wait for my hatchery to go up. And GG Zerg from my opponent. He actually messaged me after the game, and he was really, really upset about this. He was really upset that he seemed to think that Zerg was just the auto-win race. But that's definitely not the case, as right before this game I did lose 4 games in a row to Protoss players. Protoss real good, real strong right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed that game. If you did, please hit that subscribe button. Please comment down below if you want to see more games, because I'm going to start to ladder a lot more. I've been laddering a lot. I tried to stream it, couldn't stream it. My internet is just not good enough to handle streaming. So if you guys want to see more of my casts, please comment down below and let me know. I will be able to get some more of those games up for you guys. Now, I am going to be going to bed because I am super tired. I've been laddering for oh so long. Going to be casting this game, uploading it to YouTube, and going to sleep. So, thanks so much for watching, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Glitch out.